All right, folks, welcome back for another episode of Adams for Love of Movie Picks. This is part two of the two-parter tonight. And for this one, we're going to be talking about the 1996 film, The Rock, starring Nicolas Cage, Sean Connery, and Ed Harris. Now, before I get too much into this, I'm going to admit I'm a little ashamed that I'd never seen this movie until last night. I'd heard about it, but I'll be honest with you, I'd never seen it, and I'm disappointed I didn't see it sooner, because it is pretty damn good, folks. I'm not going to lie. So like I said, you got the late Sean Connery as John Patrick Mason, Nicolas Cage as Stanley Goodspeed, Ed Harris as General Francis Hummer, John Spencer as FBI Director Womack, David Morse as Major Tom Baxter, William Forsythe as Ernest Paxton, Michael Biehn as Commander Anderson, and John C. McGinley as Marine Captain. I can't see that, unfortunately. Oh, and Tony Todd as Captain Darrow, and Bokeem Woodbine as Sergeant Crisp. It's pretty much the extent of the well-known actors in this one. So basically, The Rock, it's a pretty interesting concept for a movie. So you've got a disgruntled Marine general who is served his country faithfully, is well decorated, and is fed up with how they treat people who do the Black Ops missions. They get no recognition, no financial compensation, and he decides to do something about it. So him and a bunch of other disgruntled Marines decide to take over Alcatraz, the former prison, take a bunch of people hostage, and they're armed with these rockets with this VX gas, which is really deadly stuff. They could wipe out the entire city of San Francisco with the amount that they have. So it's a pretty cool concept. And, basically they're saying, you've got X amount of hours to deliver this money to these people and to us, or we launch the rockets. So enter, you've got Stanley Goodspeed, who is a chemical specialist with the FBI. So he's tasked with disarming the rockets. And then you've got Sean Connery's character, who is an ex-con, ex-British Special Forces, and was actually a prisoner at Alcatraz. If everybody that knows the history of Alcatraz in real life knows, there was never any successful escape attempts. There was one that they may have made it off the island, but they were never confirmed to actually make it to land. There was a few that made it off the island, but there was ones that they never ever figured out exactly what happened to them. They presumed they drowned in the channel. So in real life, nobody ever escaped Alcatraz. Well, in the movie, they covered it up. He's apparently the only one that escaped Alcatraz, and they used his knowledge of how he did it to get into the prison. Him, Goodspeed, and a bunch of Navy SEALs. Unfortunately, they are ambushed by the Marines, who figure out where they're coming in to the prison. Only Goodspeed and Mason are able to escape. And basically, it's up to them to thwart the bad guys on their own. It's pretty cool. It shows some unique. Maybe, I don't know if they exist for sure. I haven't delved into this much history of Alcatraz. I know to know if some of the places they're in underneath Alcatraz actually exist. I know that there is a former Alcatraz, being a former fort. Part of the former fort is still under Alcatraz. So I know that part is true. But beyond that, I'm not sure. But it's just kind of cool. Just, the places they go is in Alcatraz, and it's set up on Alcatraz for most of the movie. So that's pretty cool. Basically, the whole history of Sean Connery's character is pretty cool, and he does his character very well. It's just a good action thriller. It's actually a Jerry Bruckheimer film, which I didn't know. So that, right there is going to be good action-wise with his name attached to it. If you've never seen The Rock before, I highly recommend it. It's not only just a great action film, but it's got a simple but effective storyline as well. One that I highly recommend. It's obviously not meant for a younger audience. It's a mature film, deals with a lot of adult situations, so not recommended for a younger audience. But yeah, a great film nonetheless. Not sure if it's available on any streaming platforms. Pretty sure it's available wherever movies are sold. So there you are, folks. There's the second part of the two-parter tonight. I hope you enjoyed both these videos, and we will catch you next week for another episode, all right? You take care of yourselves and have a good night.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.